All right, I recently saw an excerpt from an interview, a clip of Keith Richards saying the following: "Guitar solos come and go, but riffs last forever." And I couldn't help but think about how true that really is. I mean, especially in relation to Keith Richards, right? I mean, no one ever said Keith Richards is one of the most technically proficient guitar players on the planet, right? I mean, we all know Keith is cool and sloppy and great, and ultimately responsible for almost every single Stones hit ever with the killer riffs that he wrote. I mean, he's the human riff, right? I think a lot could be said the same for a guy like Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and countless other, recordings that he's done with other artists and lent his talents. No one ever thinks of Mike Campbell as a shred guitar player. However, everybody respects him immensely for his ability to write a great hook and a great riff and add the perfect part to the song. So it started me thinking about this idea of being a sideman versus a soloist. And as a guitarist myself, and someone who writes my own music, as well as lends my abilities to artists for recording and whatnot, what legacy do I want to leave as a player? What legacy do you want to leave as a player? Is your goal to be thought of as an incredibly technical guitar player, or is your goal to be thought of as a well-rounded guitar player in that he always came up with, or she always came up with, the perfect part for the song, versus, wow, the guitar solo that he or she played in that song was absolutely mind-blowingly good. There's something to be said for both. And there are some guitarists out there who are able to marry those two things together. But I think people are naturally, if you're writing your own music, people are naturally drawn to a great hook, a great riff, great parts that make the song interesting. And the song overall, in terms of the arrangement, versus like, oh, I love this song, and I love songs that have incredible guitar solos in them. I think mostly only guitar players would say that as a general rule. Most of the listening public wants to hear something they can connect with emotionally. And I don't know that playing incredibly fast technical guitar is something that people can connect with on an emotional level. Not that it can't be done, and not that it doesn't evoke a certain emotion. But even as guitar players, if you listen to David Gilmour's solo in, well, any song really, but if you listen to Comfortably Numb, the guitar solo, I've heard that song and that solo thousands of times. But every time I hear it, I have to stop and listen because it is just so perfect. It is so beautiful, so melodic, and it's so lyrical. And you can sing along to it. And I think those are some of the best guitar solos, the ones that you can hum along to and that are in your head, and you can sing those guitar solos almost as if it was a verse of the song. So where do you fall in all this? Do you desire to be known as an incredibly technical guitar player, or would you rather be known as that great sideman, that great guy who, or girl who it's like, they just always come up with the perfect part for the song? And maybe you don't stand out. Maybe you're never going to be in the spotlight, but your parts create something memorable that takes a song from good to great. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. So in the comments below, let me know. Would you rather be a sideman or a soloist?